Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is DB333, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, the New Order Last Days of Europe, as the Greater German Reich. Now, in last video, we started working on preparing for Fuhrer Speer to take the reins whenever old Hitler dies. And we're doing an okay enough job right now. I mean, not the best, but probably not the worst, right? I mean, we're still working on getting influence, you know, but... Okay, so we can get some forts built, if we wanted to. It's an interesting idea, certainly. Although we might just want to build them ourselves right now. I'm trying to think where exactly. I'm trying to remember where exactly. I think it's like. It starts at Wilhelmshaven, goes down through Onzerbruck, Bielefeld, Kassel. We get Frankfurt, and I think we get Westfalen and the Rhineland. So Ordensburg and Eupen. So we could start building up some forts ourselves. And honestly, that's probably not a bad idea. So yeah. There we are. Probably do level 2 forts, I'm thinking. I guess it's level 3 in Bielefeld. So you do level 3 forts at only major VPs. On the border. Yeah, that works, and then level 2's here. Just start building these bad boys. Honestly, we might just wanna... Alright, we'll get in Hessian. Here's Menjiang versus the People's Revolutionary Council. Just winning. Like they usually do. Looks like Irkutsk is gonna beat back Buryatia. Which is not my wholesome fanfiction where wholesome Sablin becomes leader of Russia. My wholesome Sablinite waifu is not going to make it. Anyway, we'll worry about that later. Let's appeal to the Reichstag. In the past, the German political establishment had all but exiled Speer from its ranks, giving his appetite for reform within the Reich. However, given the Führer's recent proclamation of Speer's successorship, it's been suggested to the Reich Minister that he should perhaps attempt to convince the Diet once more that reform is indeed needed in the Reich. Speer has no choice but to enter Bormann's fiefdom once more and desperately plead his case for reform. As without the Reichstag's support, how could Speer ever hope to govern the Greater German Reich? It's a fair point. Gets more PP and some legitimacy. Which is going to be very, very important. We're now at 20. Alright, so we got that. There's also Hamburg, which we will start with controlling. Because Hamburg is a really big city for students. You know, in this game and in real life. So there'll be some student protesters. The so-called monster in uniform, the Wehrmacht, Field Marshal Ferdinand Schorner, made a name for himself during the Second World War as a talented strategist and brutal commander, leading troops in the invasions of both Poland and the Soviet Union. Despite this, while glory in the war was heaped upon him by Erwin Rommel, Hans Speidel, and even Hermann Göring himself, the Field Marshal's name, as it's known today, is not looked upon favorably within wider bureaucratic circles. Ever ambitious, Schorner desired nothing less than to be the man of the entire Wehrmacht itself. Though a brilliant military man, his skill was not enough. His dreams of promotion were dashed against the rocks of reality by his cataclysmic performance during the West Russian War of the 50s. Considered a failure by many and generally despised by both subordinates and superiors alike, Schorner has nonetheless forged an influential path as an influential leader in the Reich's militarist faction. Is considered to be Hermann Göring's #1 man. To the likes of Hans Speidel, who he despises, his clique is little more than a psychotic band of saber rattlers. To Schorner and his followers, however, they are the saviors of a decaying and dying German. A noble band of warriors demanding greater power for the Wehrmacht and increased sphere of German influence in Europe and beyond. So we're not gonna get any of this stuff, so it looks like Italy's gonna win this round. I mean, that's fine, honestly. I don't mind that too much. Ooh. Dr. Karl Brandt wiped the sweat from his forehead as the Fuhrer began his speech, flanked by 2 grand podiums. There were only a few dozen people in the crowd, but not a single one was unimportant. Reich Minister Werner Naumann, and representative of the RMVP, stood with famous artists and reporters of the stage press. Hitler's pompous adjutant, Julius Schaub, was shooting daggers at Martin Bormann, was watching the Fuhrer like a hawk. They were nodding respectfully as Hitler began to discuss the late painter Adolf Wiesel, pretending to ignore the two's trembling hand thrust awkwardly behind his back. Despite Brandt's severe protestations, Schaub had insisted that Hitler travel to the Fuhrer Museum in Linz to officially open the new art exhibition. Is this Hitler who's saying this? Yeah, it is. Including a newly commissioned sculpture of my successor. Now, unfortunately for the young man here today, it is a curse of a great artist who died before their time. Adolf Ziegler passed away only a few years ago, and Anna Brecker's recent death has wrecked the world of sculpting immensely. The crowd slowly turned his head to the left podium where Arno Brecker was frozen still, his eyes darting fearfully around the room. Brandt wiped his forehead again with a drenched cloth. Many of you are too young to remember the days of degenerate art. The Fuhrer trailed off. His whole body suddenly tightened up, and he was staggered into the right-hand podium. Brandt's blood turned to ice. Hitler's arm was violently jerked out, and his head snapped forward, slamming into the marble podium with a sickening crack. A gasp of horror exploded from the audience as the Fuhrer crumpled to the floor, blood pouring from his forehead, arms and legs still writhing. A woman screamed. A man yelled a curse. Raucous Mish was yelling at the crowd to stay back. Stay back! Bormann rushed forward and slipped onto the blood with a yell, staggering to Schaub. Brandt turned Hitler onto his side and inspected the wound on his forehead. It was just a cut. The doctor shot Schaub a glare as the uproar reached a fevered pitch. Fuck. So, more stability, and Hitler's condition is worsening. He is ailing. That motherfucker is ailing right now. God damn. Some more artillery. We're still ahead of time on that, so that's not the time for all of that stuff. Let's get working on some special forces. So that'll be special for us. Have some good old dihydrogen monoxide. Great shit. Very, very nice. Ooh, okay. So we start off with a fair bit of influence. So we failed to improve our operational security, so the Italians won a turn. What I'm thinking, we should try mobilizing the garrison. Actually, let's frame the FF for attacks and hope that this doesn't backfire on us. It'll be risky, but mathematically speaking, it's unlikely we'll overshoot it. And if so, then fuck my life. Italy is trying to give them false IDs, it looks like. Like they're trying to buy beer or some shit. They're also lobbying for amnesty. Let's see. Oh! Jackpot! Now that is wunderbar. Just get producing as much guns as you can, really. Oh, that paid off beautifully. We've appealed to the Reichstag. Let's do the first reform. With the Reichstag seemingly on board with the implementation of reforms within the gross Greater German Reich, the first reform is upon the people of the Reich. However, Herr Speer, knowing how important the first reform will be, as it will be what history remembers as the beginning of all to come, still attempting to decide exactly what the commencement of such momentous legislative action should be. No doubt he'll eventually come up with something worthy of the title as the first. Oh yes, the first is always most impressive. The first, your first kiss. The first commenter on this video, which if you aren't commenting, go ahead and do so right now. Say hi or something. Alright, so the power struggle. We can look for some opportunities. So let's go ahead and do so. For the everyday German, gainful employment is increasingly hard to come by. Nearly our sectors of the German economy, agriculture, manufacturing, even construction, are glutton dominated by slave labor. Uneducated Germans are hard-pressed to find jobs, forcing them to survive on state welfare. This has made labor involving higher education super competitive, and even our best and biggest struggle to find jobs. The situation only worsens year after year with no solution in sight. There are simply not enough private sector jobs to go around. The German economy needs a major overhaul, with the first being to address the dismal state of German employment. While we could certainly just conscript more men to drop unemployment or increase benefits and payout, it may be prudent to start phasing out slave labor and returning these jobs to the civilian sector, even if it is at the state of the industrialists. So we can either say they don't deserve anything, increase Heydrich's legitimacy, conscript more men to help Göring, increase the payouts for them, or we can start phasing out slavery and get some influence with good old Speer, which I think we'll do. So we're about matched with Bormann right now for legitimacy, though how long that will last, we'll have to wait and see. Uh-oh, what just happened? The Croatian Autumn. Oh, we got Tito. Okay, man. Good fucking luck with that, let me tell ya. So we have a Sham Kingdom. Not gonna last for long, I'll tell you that much. We also have Bosnian autonomy. Again, we'll see how long that lasts. Yeah. I'm afraid you're not long for this world, Tito. I'm sorry. Fuck, it's only 10 p.m. and I'm already tired. I mean, I've had a moderately boring day, I guess. I mean, let's see, what did I do? I got a haircut, that was nice. Other than that, I did homework. I dropped a class, so I'll have hopefully a bit more free time, which means more time to record these videos. So we got some better stuff. Let's swap out the anti-tank. Get some, what do we want? Support, logistics. And then I guess some recon companies too, while we're at it. Why not? Brazil has won the World Cup. The triumvirate has collapsed. Would have thought that. Bosnia has risen up in Yugoslavia. Which is weird. I thought that only really happens with, the Republic or whatever, and then, like, Ustaza, but I guess it happens all the time now. I don't know. Let's go ahead. Fuck, what do you want to do? What? Let's calm down the Wehrmacht. With the Fuhrer's bestowment upon Speer, the soon-to-be vacant chalice of the Reich, many of the state's most cherished institutions have responded poorly to the news, the worst of which has come from the Wehrmacht. Given the Wehrmacht traditionally conservative beliefs, it's unsurprising that the selection of a relatively liberal, at least by our standards, has upset them greatly. In order to maintain order in the Reich, we must first calm down the Wehrmacht. I guess we'll see what happens there. Reich Commissar at Madagascar sent us an urgent message. They are experiencing an outbreak of plague on the island. Though the outbreak is in its early stages due to a combination of poor infrastructure and inadequate resources, they expect the situation to worsen despite their best efforts. Reich Commissariat Maurice has requested a large stock of medical supplies and equipment to be sent to the island to help contain the disease before a full-blown epidemic develops. The situation will likely not inconvenience us by much, but the domestic situation in Germany is hardly assured either. Should we send what they asked for? You know what, why not? I feel bad for Maurice anyway. I mean, who wouldn't? We know his story. Oh shit. Why am I so tired? It's not even 11. Speer leant against the balcony in weariness, inhaling the crisp air. The image of the Fuhrer entered his mind once more, a frail figure wrapped in freshly stained bed sheets. He opened his eyes and stared in solemn reticence at the setting sun. The moving paintings before him, from the fluttering leaves of the majestic trees to the swishing grass basking in the evening sunlight, proved much relief. There was not a sight in the Reich so beautiful, so German. Speer smiled sadly to himself. It was wise of you to bring the Fuhrer here, Speer said to the man beside him. Dr. Brandt, almost staring into the distance, nodded. There are worse places to take the personal residence than the Berghof. Even if that fool Schaub keeps undermining you, Karl. I need an honest answer here. The public are getting suspicious. Will he recover? It isn't likely, Brandt said quietly. I need you to do something for me, Karl. Speer placed a reassuring hand on Brandt's shoulder and stared deeply into his eyes. You told me earlier that the Bormann sends one of his lackeys here at 3 p.m. every single day to deliver a report to the Fuhrer. Well, I will send my own men early in the day to give you a different report. When Bormann's lackey arrives, I want you to inform him that the Fuhrer is asleep, but he will dutifully pass on the documents when he awakes. Instead, you will deliver my report to the Fuhrer and send Bormann's report to me. Speer, you can see the apprehension on the doctor's face. I trust you with this, Karl. You're my friend. Besides, am I not the rightful successor? The race has only just begun. I'm starting to sound like Gotha from Schindler's List. Is this not? Am I not the rightful successor? I pardon you. It's a great fucking movie. If you guys haven't seen it somehow yet, Schindler's List. Fucking amazing movie. Let me tell ya. How's Liberia doing? Oh, well. Looks like they're not being bombed to shit, so that's kind of nice. But widespread corruption, gridlocked politics. Yeah, it doesn't look good for them. Doesn't look good for us either. Our stab is fucking horrible. Yep, and there goes Yugoslavia. It's a huge old Slavia. Huge. Okay, let's see how the great game is going. Shit, Hitler is really ill. Oh. They are... Oh. Yeah, we won the turn. Okay. Okay, let's eliminate the bandits. We don't need to do too much here. Oh, I think we can look for some more opportunities. Germany's favorite highway system, the Autobahn, has seen better days. When Hitler took the project over in the early 30s, he greatly expanded the system to encompass the entirety of the Reich. I need more energy. Come on, high caffeine drink. When Hitler... I already read that, right? Making it the largest highway system in the world. After the Second World War, plans were put in motion to see the expansion of the Autobahn to all corners of German-dominated Europe, from Moscovian to the Gibraltar Dam and everything in between. Ambitious expansions were planned for the booming and growing cities of the Reich, and were proceeding smoothly. The great economic crash of the 50s put a quick stop to everything. Of course it did. Funding was massively cut, making the planned expansion simply impossible. The highway has begun to decay from chronic lack of maintenance. A stack of proposals have been sent over to our desk. The paperwork details plans for a massive works project to begin much-needed repairs all throughout the Reich on the Autobahn. Expansion plans for easily congested areas have also been mapped out. We only need to give the okay work to begin the okay to begin the work. Okay. It's a tragic oversight that we shall repair. And now we have more influence, so I'm thinking... Let's do this fort building. We're tied with Bormann for influence right now, though it won't last for too long, admittedly. Okay, so we got 4. Fuck. Burgundy has a nuke. Okay, we'll arm the detachments. And we will find some reformers. Although the Wehrmacht primarily split between Bormann and Göring, with the majority of its talented officer pool being drawn to either party, there is still quite a few sympathetic to Herr Speer's ambitious reformist plans. However, these individuals aren't particularly vocal of their secret unquenchable appetite for reform. Therefore, we have no choice but to carefully filter the officers of the Wehrmacht, identifying those who are sympathetic to our cause in the event of trouble following the Fuhrer's passing. There we go, more influence. As well as a bit more extra command power. Oh. RIP, Free Croatia. Yugoslavia, I should say. Bosnia is free, though. That's kind of nice for them. God knows they've just been having a rough fucking go at it. Oh. Autosave. If we double our points, we are set. If we get 4, we're fine. If we get 7, we have something that we can use to just help get us over that edge. Okay, yeah. Okay, Italy's working on it. We gotta either hope they crap out or get more than it. Okay, launch a propaganda campaign. Come on, big money. We'll be done around the same time. I guess we'll check in and see what happens. Let's get working on some duct. We have maneuver warfare. I'll swap over to strategic theorem. Yeah. Oh! Beautiful. Unless they somehow manage to tie it, which if they do... Well, fuck, I think that's GG if they tie it. I don't know what else to say in that case. Fuck. I don't even know if I can be mad at that. I mean, I will be. I can be. I have reason to be mad, so I will be. But... yeah. You hate to see it. Mamma mia. So we're finding the reformers. We're about even. We'll get some... let's get some additional units. Let's restrict SS recruitment. The Schutzstaffel, the most extreme adherents of National Socialist philosophy. Given the organization's largely radical beliefs, it's becoming a breeding ground of virulent anti-Speer sentiment in the Reich. Furthermore, given the actions undertaken by Reichsführer SS Himmler and Heydrich in recent years, it's been suggested that SS recruitment should be restricted with or without their consent. The SS's considerable hatred for her Speer has provided him with a legitimate casus belli to enact said restrictions. They don't like me, therefore I'm taking away their stuff. There we go. Turn 4. Whew, okay. Is there a 1 to 3 we can do? We can. We need army experience, though. There's not much... nowhere really we can do army experience, though. Okay. I'll try bribing some neutral administrators. We'll lose 100,000, but, you know... one of the Nazis cared about debt. And hopefully that will not screw us here. If not, I'm going to be upset. So we're trying to maneuver Dochev into a place of power. Oh! Oh! Look at that! We won this already. We have Bulgaria under our thumb. Oh, Simeon. You poor dumb bitch. The loyals aren't going to be long. It's going to be time for the Ratnik soon. Maybe. I don't know how this works exactly. Maybe they'll break free. Probably not. Probably not. Oh, we can look for some opportunities. Of course. The Schutzstaffel are once again stirring up trouble within the Reich. While this isn't exactly uncommon or new, the SS couldn't have chosen a worse time to recommence their usual antics. All across Germany, the SS have been putting their noses in where it doesn't belong, causing a great deal of disruption throughout the Reich. Stormtroopers have bullied troops from the regular army out of several armories across Germany, mostly concentrated in the Rhine. Several brawls between them and the Heer have also been reported. The SS are also disrupting flight schedules in order to screen pilots and passengers, even from the Luftwaffe. This is a thin veil to harass them, nothing more, and shouldn't be mistaken as anything else. They have felt the need to make their presence known to the civilian population as well, carrying out their own investigations of the citizen population. Anything ranging from foreign spy to tax evasion has been used as an excuse to detain and harass people. They even have the backbone to set up checkpoints with no approval from anyone but themselves, and have been able to freely arrest suspected Jews and other undesirables, or more than often not more often than not, critics of the SS. With these fanatics causing so much chaos, some kind of action must be decided on soon to limit their activity and restore some semblance of sanity. Root out influence out of the civilian sector. We're about to get a few more HeR regiments on our side. How are our forts coming along? Pretty well. I am happy with that. I am jumping with joy even. Not literally, of course, you know. But figuratively. Strict SS recruitment. Very good. Guten Scheiße. There goes the US versus Guyana. Let's support the Kriegsmarine. As the majority of the HeR and Luftwaffe, having shown nothing but disdain for her Speer, there's one element of the Wehrmacht which has shown an interesting level of support for Speer's agenda, the Kriegsmarine. Given how the organization is already leaning more towards her Speer than any other political leaders of the Reich, it would be best if we were to build upon our decent relationship with the Kriegsmarine, seemingly rewarding them for their loyalty. I'm okay with that. Let's do it. Guten Scheiße. What do we have? So we got forts. Ooh. The Italians are trying something. Did I speak too soon? Are they about to tie up with me? It would be interesting if they do. Oh, fuck. They tied. Okay, so it's all going to come down to the next couple of months. We still have the advantage here. But if they tie, we're not going to win this. Any other man would have admired the beautiful scenery that surrounded them. Any other man would have breathed in the fresh air with deep satisfaction while surveying the rolling hills. Any other man would have listened intently to the melodies of nature, from the chirping of the birds to the buzzing of the grasshoppers. Not Dr. Karl Brandt. He was watching the Fuhrer like a hawk, ready to leap forward in an instant. Despite his deteriorating condition, Hitler had gently asked Brandt if he could maintain his old ritual of strolling to the tea house on Muslanhof Hill. Julius Schau had soon caught wind of this and, despite Brandt's numerous protestations, forced him to adhere to the Fuhrer's orders. That smug psychopath was striding alongside them, inhaling deeply as he basked in the sunlight, imagining that idiot tripping over and smashing his face upon a rock gave Brandt some modicum of relief. Hitler suddenly halted in his tracks, panting heavily. Brandt dived forward just in time to catch the old man by the shoulders as he collapsed backwards like a puppet without strings. His face was pale and covered in sweat, and his breathing was raspier than usual. Brandt gently lowered him onto the ground and turned him on his side, tearing off his own jacket to place under the Fuhrer's head in anticipation of a seizure. As he suspected, Hitler's body soon began to jerk uncontrollably. "Don't just stand there!" Brandt shouted at Schau, who was now staring at the two of them in distress. "Get comfort! Now!" Schau nodded and raced back the way they had come. After a few minutes, the seizure had stopped. Hitler was breathing raggedly, clutching at the dirt beneath his hands. His eyes were filled with tears. At last the car arrived. Erich Kempfer leapt out of the driver's seat and thrust open the back door. Brandt slowly helped Hitler to his feet and guided him towards the vehicle. Places the Fuhrer under a 24-hour medical watch. Now! Hitler's condition worsens and our stability worsens. Let's go. So Hitler's condition is currently critical. So we have about a year left of Hitler until he's dead. Did they get a new flag? It looks like Norway got a new flag, which is interesting. Yeah, fuck, they tied. So we have to win this. Okay, 2 to 3 points. We'll have to arrest known leaders. If we do that, I'll save here real quick, because if we don't do this properly, that would suck. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, that's all the time I have, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you as always for watching. Like this video, go and leave a like. If not, feel free to dislike. If you want to see more of this content, you should go ahead and hit the subscribe button for uploads like this every weekday and occasionally Saturday. If you have any comments, feedback, concerns, anything of the sort, leave them in the comment section below. I read all the comments I get, and I appreciate any and all feedback you might have for me. If you want to send a few bucks my way, I have a Patreon down link below. You can check that out. If you want to chat or play games or do anything of the sort, I have a Discord. And if you just want to watch me do this sort of stuff live, I have a Twitch that I'm on occasionally. So that's about it for now, folks. Thank you as always for watching. My name has been DB333, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.